Get those hands up and pray. Oh, Lord. Yeah. First time, I think this is the first time I'm coming to you live from Planet Fitness. Is where I get my showers whenever I want to shower. $10 a month. $10. So the convenience of taking a shower, etc., for 30 cents a day. Get those hands up and pray, Lord. How long? But yeah, so dodging the rain. It rains quite a bit in Manhattan. So it started raining during the afternoon yesterday. So I spent the day in the library, which is a good thing because I can do a lot of maintenance type things. Maintenance in the sense that I can go to my cloud, my Microsoft Cloud files, get as much uploaded there as possible. Because ultimately, I know I'm going to end up in some location that it's going to be impossible to do anything. Online capability is going to be very limited. So the next stage would be to transfer everything that I have in the cloud to make it available offline. And then the only thing you have to worry about at that point is having enough memory, but memory's cheap nowadays, so that's not going to be any issue at all. But the study of textual criticism has been very enjoyable. I really enjoy textual criticism of our own scriptures. Because that's the first thing that's attacked whenever you're dealing with, especially Muslims or somebody of a different faith. It's critical to know exactly where decisions were made and how the process of the transmission of the scriptures, how that happened, and where certain texts either were absent in scriptures 1,500 years ago or where they were present. And so these things are well known to our debating people, and so we have to know those as well. But in biblical studies, it's a gigantic Christian strength. So I highly recommend it to anybody that is taking their witness seriously. Because really, at the end of the day, what it does is makes you fall more in love with God's Word and His providential preservation of His Word. And it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence that you're not going to be caught off guard by anything, because you're already fully 100% aware of where your opponent is wanting to go, and they just become tired arguments. At least that's how you perceive them, and then you're able to deal with those tired arguments in a fast, effective, quick, smashing, crushing type retort or type way. So I'm just going over a refresher of the textual criticism in my own, in our own scriptures, and also starting to scratch the surface of the textual criticism of the Quran, which is going to be useful in the sense that it removes the double standard that most people have without even, I don't even think they're aware that they have a double standard. But once we turn that critical eye that's always focused on the Christian scriptures, once we turn that mirror around, then all of a sudden what they're seeing in their own scriptures, their own beliefs, all of a sudden becomes hugely uncomfortable. Because there's no, and I say this is a very minor issue because in the case of the Quran and the Islamic belief, I'm not so much worried about the textual criticism part of things, although I'm very interested in learning those things. I find the Achilles heel is in the meaning or the ayats themselves, which, as I've stated many times before, are completely devoid of historical fact. And that's the key. It's historical. And the key also is a correct understanding of our objective beliefs in the Trinity, in the transmission of the Scriptures, in our ability to elaborate and vocalize the beautiful, wonderful harmony and purity of our Scriptures. Not to say that there's no movable news in the Greek language, but there's not anything that has any effect whatsoever on Christian doctrine. And so 99% of these endless people refer to what's the word? It's a very common word. To the problems with the text are really so minor as to, for somebody else, what they're really doing is they're complaining about punctuation, which just kind of squelches any point that they're trying to make because it has nothing to do. It's a sentence, maybe the period's in the wrong spot. So if that's your point, it's a non-point. So get them up and pray. Hallelujah.